Hey, Drew with Mission RV Services here. Sitting a little bit laid back today, but not going to talk about a laid back subject. A very important subject, actually. We are going to talk about your gas generator if you have one equipped on your rig. So normally we find these on Class A, Bs, some Bs, Cs, and generally they're propane or gas. But today we're going to focus on gasoline type. So not diesel or propane, but gasoline type, which is really one of the more common generators you're going to find out there. What we want to talk about are maintenance intervals on these generators. So one of the things that we get calls about are, hey, I'd like to do the first service on my RV gas generator and I need my first oil change and oil filter change on it. We're like, great, you hit your 20 hours, we can definitely do that for you. And they'll be like, whoa, back up that truck. It's 150 hours. I'm doing it per the manual. Well, Mr. Customer or Miss Customer, we'd like you to take another look at that manual and that service guide, because it'll clearly state from Onan that you should be changing that break-in oil at 20 hours. So you're going to do an oil change and a oil filter change and get that break-in oil out of the generator. Now, break-in oil is a special type of oil that really allows the rings and everything inside of the generator to break in properly. So it is a special oil. It's only meant to be run for a short period of time. You flush that oil out of there. You put some in some fresh Onan recommended 15W40 motor oil, which is a thicker viscosity motor, because your generators are generally gasoline, are air cooled. They're not liquid cooled like a diesel generator. So you want to get that 20-hour break-in oil out of there, and then you begin to do your service intervals at 150 hours. So if you're already at 150 hours and you're thinking it's time to do your first oil change, you've missed it by about 130 hours. So very important. This is something the DIYer can do themselves. So look at your manual, check your service manual on this part. Follow those recommendations. Make sure you're getting the proper oil filter. We recommend that if you're doing an Onan oil change on an Onan generator, that you just go ahead. You can go on the old Amazonian website and you can pick up an Onan, basically your first oil change kit. It comes with 2 quarts of oil, which is what that generator takes. It comes with an oil filter. It comes with an air filter. So who knew there was an air filter on their generator? Not a lot of people do. So, but at your 150 hours, that is what you're going to do, is you're going to do that oil filter, and air filter change. So if you hit 1 year of service on your generator, but you haven't hit 150 hours yet, the manufacturer still recommends that at least once a year you should be changing out that oil, changing out the oil filter, and you should be checking that air filter regularly, because that is the lifeblood of keeping that rig cool and proper air flowing through it. So if you want it to run correctly, this is something you definitely need to do. Another thing that you should be doing to keep your generator in tip-top shape is you should be running that generator a minimum of 2 hours every month under a minimum of a 50% load. The reason we're doing this is we're making sure that magneto in there that creates that power for you to run an AC unit or your microwave or your other power or charge your batteries is running in peak perfection. It's keeping your brushes doing what they're supposed to do, and your slip rings are staying clean. That generator needs to run under load. You want to put that generator under stress, run it through its paces for a couple hours a month. So you may say, well, I keep that thing in storage most of the time. Well, you're going to be the one of the main calls we get is, my generator won't start. This thing's just broken. It's just as bad as everything else out there in the RV world. Well, generators actually are pretty bulletproof if you take care of them and you do what you're supposed to do with them. And that is running that generator 2 hours minimum a month under 50% load, making sure you're following the manufacturer's recommendations on oil changes and air filter changes. And as you get up there in hours, when you get into the 400 plus hours, start looking at your maintenance intervals, time to lash valves, time to, maybe pull carburetors apart and really give them a thorough cleaning. So there's a lot of maintenance on the piece of equipment that we never think about until we don't have power anymore. And if that's the only time you ever go to that generator for help, when you need help, well, it's going to be like, hey, what have you done for me lately? And it's not going to run for you. So a little quick course on some basic oil change and maintenance items for your Onan Cummins gasoline generator. So very similar on your propane generators. When you get into your diesel generators, which we may talk about in a later video, you're going to be increasing some of those service intervals because you're going away from an air-cooled unit to a liquid-cooled unit. But we have a whole new avenue of maintenance items to talk about then. But we just wanted to get out there and give you some quick information on Onan generators, gasoline generators, and let us know if you have any questions about them. We are now generator certified for your repair needs, taking care of our customers coast to coast. Well, as long as we're in your area coast to coast. If not, you can go to the rvtaa.org, find a qualified generator technician near you. Until next time, this is Drew with Mission RV Services. Talk to you soon, everybody.